Sorry, it's just been so long, I almost forgot.
It's been 2 whole weeks.
Exactly.
We're level 5, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Hell yeah. Bro, I have 3rd level spells. That's
Isn't that
fucked.
crazy?
Wait, my level is still 4.
You should be at 5.
Well, I guess Yelsey's still level 4.
Wah, wah.
Like the little circled arrow pointing up is still in Yelsey's status bar.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Whoever's playing the CRPG should really quit slacking.
Level up Yelsey already.
Yeah, she's a very important part of the party.
Ugh.
We need her.
You can't just leave her hanging.
I mean, of all the people you could leave hanging, I think Yelsey might be the most.
All right.
Is that a spider joke?
Yes, it was a spider joke.
You monster.
I'm not a monster. You're
When
the
will the
monster.
killing end?
You and the rest of the fairy tale trash polluting my perfect world.
In a perfect world, men like me would not exist. But this is not a perfect world.
I can't think of Lord Farquaad without thinking of that Lord Farquaad TikTok.
I don't know which one
Far
you're talking
left,
about.
far right, bitch, I'm far quad.
No, hold on. I'll link it. Yeah, this is the one. Hold on. I'm gonna link it to you guys. I'm gonna put it in voice chat. It's an incredible video. I'm sure many of you have seen it.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one.
Classic.
Oh no.
When I introduced Felix Carmichael to the group, I'm just gonna link this TikTok.
I've never seen this before.
Right before he rips someone's legs off.
I'm glad I was the person to show you this.
Yes, thank you.
All right. That was a very procrastinating DM these past 2 weeks, and I did not do as much prep as I should have for the town. Apologies in advance.
That's fine.
I
I
trust
understand.
in your ability to wing it. And if not, I trust in our ability to bullshit for at least an hour.
Or we just go straight to the dungeon, right?
Yeah.
There's stuff to do. It's just not completely complete.
We go there and it's like a literal construction site.
The town we're going to is Elkenfeld, right?
Yeah, I believe that's where the dungeon is.
Hey, Fab, you're joking. But the first sentence I have is a small hamlet town currently in the middle of rapid expansion to try and alleviate the population crisis. So it's quite literally under construction.
Damn, once we're through with it, they're gonna be under a real population crisis. You know what I mean?
Oh, typically I would have shown you that, but you were, it was just right there, you know?
Riley, you're saying we're gonna impregnate the town?
That's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
This sounds like a job for Mistral and his 7 vagina bits.
It's a lot of
It's true.
vagina bones. Just think what each bone
Very
on its own can
potent.
do. He's extremely potent. Very fertile.
Gets you pregnant with a stare.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Alright. Got some premium Michael Gelfie in the background.
Michael Goffey?
Gelfie.
Galfy.
Yeah.
Gelfie.
Like the little people from the Dark Crystal? Oh, sorry, that's Gelfling.
Gelfling, yeah.
Isn't that?
Gabe, whenever you're ready.
I've been recording. Don't worry. I've been live.
Oh, you've been recording.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright. Hello, friends. Welcome to a time of adventure, dice, and escaping the trials the real world brings us. I'm here to make you feel things through imaginary characters and math rocks. All joking aside, this is first and foremost a safe place. Here we will all bear some part of our souls for the others to see. Things may get raw from time to time. What matters is that we all know and are willing to pump the brakes when the situation calls for it, so hopefully it isn't necessary. This tale we are about to tell dances along the lines of grimdark and the hero's journey. Adversaries may not be exactly as they seem, but not everything needs to end in the fight if you are resourceful. The world I bring you is cruel and raw, but in the end I care more about the person on the other side of the screen more than the 20s and 1s on the screen. I'm not a perfect DM, such a thing does not exist. I will make mistakes as surely as you will. If something doesn't seem right, we take a moment and see how we can fix that wrong. Let's play some fucking Dungeons and Dragons. Let's go.
L'chaim.
Mazel tov.
So who wants to recap us?
I have so much written down, Mike.
Give it to me, Pookie Bear.
This is session 9, right? Or last session was session 9. This is session 10.
Last session was session 9. That's correct.
Yes. Okay, my notes are in order. The last thing I had written in my notes for session 8 was he might be a fish now. And that was about Mistral. And the first thing I have written for session 9 is JK, Mistral had temp HP, and I guess that means the Sharkanthropy doesn't go through. So there's a little Sharkanthropy scare, but it turns out that Mistral's food baby took the hit instead. But the fight, yeah, because it was from eating a good meal, right?
Yeah.
So actually, he had a miscarriage, and that miscarriage was a shark. Anyways, the fight did not last very long, though, because once we had pushed the shark man close to the bubble window underneath the rock outcropping, which I now understand the geometry of, Levy and their Mirai grab the were-shark and literally fucking tear him apart in the water, which was pretty scary, but also kind of cool. And they have someone riding with them who we don't see, who is like cloaked or whatever, but it's, significant that there's someone else riding with them. Yelsey accidentally burst the bubble open and the whole chamber began to flood. So our looting and conversing was a bit cut short, as we had to, not die.
Yeah.
But we, get out relatively safely. We rescue the goblins at the front of the cave, and they decided that we're their boss now. And they are Uki, Tuki, and Pookie, the Dookie brothers, which is very important to remember. We also rescued a tiefling woman from the were sharks who was drugged and unconscious, and she has markings that denote she was owned by a devil. That's something we learn. Mistral, I guess, blackmailed Levy into hanging out with him. They wouldn't give him the deep sea aqua pearl until Levy came to the tavern and they could have a conversation and Levy could explain some shit. That conversation gives us some interesting information. We learn more about Gar Shatterkeel, who is the person that the goblins told Mistral that he reminded them of. We learn that there's some guy who befriended the Olivai, which is Levy's tribe, but turned some Mirai bulls against them and stole them, and also stole a piece of a key to a sacred temple, like a sacred water temple, and the pearl that he was trying to get here would have been a catalyst for a ritual to bring one of the elemental princes forward, or like summon an avatar of him, basically trying to like break seals off of the elemental temples, and once enough of them are broken, they can pull apocalypse avatars through. They're like elemental bombs, and that's pretty cool. And each temple has 4 seals. There's 4 seals total, Mike.
There's 4 seals total.
Okay, I have written down each 4 seals per temple, but that felt like that wasn't right, so it wasn't. And the weird symbol that was carved into the ship boxes or something. We saw the symbol. It was like a little hourglass shape without the bottom line. We learned that is the symbol for the cult of the Black Tide. And that's reminiscent of something that Mistral heard about the Black Gale, which turns out to be the evil air cult. And Levy seems to know a lot about Rusa too, which is strange and disconcerting.
Yeah. Didn't like that.
Yeah. So that's a whole deal. There was also stuff with Dr. Worm and his bad book that makes you worse.
His evil diary.
His evil diary.
Which, for your notes, you should say, surprisingly, Dr. Worm passed his wisdom save.
Oh, I will.
A double disadvantage on a 22 and a 25. Oh, it's a
Wow.
Nice.
Wild.
Yeah.
But Dr. Worm is still going strong. Despite all of the exhaustion points that we are slowly accumulating. Yeah.
Okay. So.
That's everything I wrote down. I'm sure I missed some stuff.
That sounds about right.
You did well enough. If any of us really need the full story, well, that's what Gabe's recordings are for.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, morning greets you all through a much-needed night of sleep. There's no troubling dreams that night. You all wake up feeling a bit less exhausted than you had the day before from your exertions of escaping the incredibly flooded caves. So you can each take 1 point of exhaustion off your...
I think you lose 2 from a full rest, actually.
Just 1.
It's just 1, yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I think that puts me at 0.
I think there's a monk thing where you lose more than 1.
There's also a ranger thing where during rest you can reduce exhaustion level. It's very cool. But yes. So I believe Doug, you're at 2 now, or are you at 1?
Yep. I'm at 2.
All right. So Doug, incredibly tired.
Oh no, I'm at 1. I was at 2.
All right.
Okay.
Doug, you're incredibly tired, but you still remember the events of everything that's happened. nothing was waking you up yesterday. You were dead to the world.
Yeah, he's just like, I guess I just fucking slept through it.
How does Doug feel with the weight and burden of more than a day's memories in his mind?
He has almost a week's worth, and right now he feels level 2 exhausted about it.
Ugh, isn't it so exhausting to have so many thoughts? Ugh.
He's a wizard. He's made of thoughts.
If only you could write all those pesky ideas down in a book and just forget them.
Dang.
Beals did not pay me to say these things.
Well, sometimes I wish I could just forget everything if I wrote it down in a book.
Yeah. But then I had to read it
Oh,
if I wanted to remember it, and I wouldn't do that.
Oh, I feel that.
I wouldn't write my memories in a book to forget them. Actually, I'm lying.
Oh. What if it was like an audiobook and you could listen back to them?
No, I just wouldn't forget. I wouldn't want to forget.
But even though the morning greets you, it's not necessarily peaceful. As you all come to, Uki Dookie and Pookie, the Dookie brothers,
Oh,
seem to
hell
be,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
squabbling over a game of sticks and stones, and your mom over the sticks and stones that they have found throughout the town.
Good for them.
Did they bring any moms home as well for the game?
They did not bring home any moms.
Gotcha. Well, they're missing an important game piece.
No, it's your mom jokes.
Uh,
You should know. You
I know, I did know. I was just, I was just joshing.
Or we find them a mom to add to the game.
Mama Dookie. Oh yeah, and Pookie is a mage, by the way. Uki is a warrior, and Tuki is a rogue, and this is very important.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this sure is important.
They have gear. We're gonna teach Pookie magic.
Mm-hmm. Nothing bad will ever happen to him.
Much like a dog, they can never die.
If anything ever happens to the Dookie brothers, I will kill everyone in the room and then myself.
I've only known the Dookie brothers for one session, but if anything happened to them,
But yes, the morning is yours, my friends.
let's get some breakfast. Actually, Sophia's gonna be like, "How's Doug looking?" She's gonna look to
He has
Doug.
not gotten up. He's like, here's the noise, scowls, goes back the fuck to sleep.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah, if you go to their room, they're just both asleep.
You
Oh.
actually just have one room.
Yeah, we were all in the same room.
One big bed.
One big bed.
One big bed.
hmm
It tucks me in.
It was Yelsey, Doug, and then Sophia on one half of the bed, and then Mistro and Rusa on the other half of the bed.
Yeah.
And then Uki Dookie and Pookie.
They
On top
They
of
had
all
the
of us.
pull-out couch.
There was no pull-out couch.
they were on the
They were
floor.
still-
Not that.
We gave them pillows. Don't worry, they're fine.
We have a nice
They're at
little
the
like
foot of
dog
the bed
bed
like
set
dogs.
up. Yeah.
Exactly. Listen, I'm sorry. The dogs can't sleep on the bed.
I mean the Dookie brothers.
Sorry, the Dookies can't sleep on the bed.
They're far too dirty.
Dookie in my bed.
We need boundaries, okay?
No, dude,
They're-
in the bed.
We're their boss, not their companion. I don't know.
All
We're not-
right,
no
ding,
Dookies
ding,
in the
ding, ding, ding. We're getting a bit too in the weeds. Ding, ding, ding.
What? Let's go.
Weeds are okay if it's fun.
If Douglas is okay, looking okay, can I like I don't know, do an insight check to see how Douglas is looking?
Go for it. Give me an insight check.
Okay, so I think I still have disadvantage on these.
I like to do a deception to know.
Whoa!
There's my
No,
insight.
don't.
That's a 16.
He looks It doesn't look like he has any ill effects from his book. He just looks tired.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He had a big time almost getting drowned when the bubble popped.
Listen, to be fair, we all almost drowned.
Yeah.
So I do have a question for you guys. What did you do with the tiefling woman?
we all kind of forgot about her.
Yeah, I got no
She's-
clue.
We set her in the corner.
Can we like go back in time and because we probably would have talked to her at the
Yeah.
bar the night before. We just decided, like, went to bed and
Was she
shit.
awake then?
She is actually awake.
Okay.
We'll say that we'll go back in time because I mean she was just sort of sleeping off whatever effects of the drug that she was on. So I'll say that Lisa and SA put her up in a room.
Okay, that's kind of them.
So I mean after Sophia explains it, they literally say they could do no less.
Okay, well, if we figured her out for the evening, and Doug is doing okay, I'll wake up and I'll take Yelsi with me. Yelsi, do you want to go check on the tiefling woman with me? Sophia will whisper
Yes.
to not wake up Doug.
Yelsi rolls over
Mhm.
and continues to go to sleep.
Okay, that's fair.
Yelsi, in fact, Yelsi steals your warm spot.
You know what? That's fair.
Wow.
Talking
You-
so
you,
Doug
like, have,
kicks
like,
Yelsi
a
out of the
blanket.
bed.
You had the blanket that Sophia was using.
Mm-hmm.
She like pulled it into herself.
Doug shoves Yelsi out of the bed for both of them talking.
Yelsi didn't say nothing.
Yelsi rolled over. Okay.
He knew you were gonna say something.
I'll look over to Mistral and Rusa. Are either of them awake?
Mistral is awake.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably like sitting cross-legged, like crisscross applesauce on the bed.
Yeah, Mistral's
Um,
doing his morning routine.
Yeah. I think he does like Tai Chi or something, like or an equivalent of it. You know, he does
Yoga.
Yeah.
All yoga
Does it
Mistral
for
does is
fun.
hot because he's hot. Anyway.
That's true.
He is shirtless. He is doing hot yoga.
Yeah, because
You're just trying not to stare.
he's Mistral.
He's Mistral.
Yeah, he's
His
Mistral.
7 vagina bones.
It's all hot yoga. Yeah, she'll go over to Rusa and Mistral then and say, we want to check on the woman that we took with us.
Yes, we
Mistral
must make
comes
sure
up
she's
from
alright.
yeah, Mistral comes up from his back handspring to stand. He's like, oh yes, wipes some sweat off his brow, puts a towel over his shoulder.
Rusa gives Sophia
wipes some
like
sweat off her brow.
Mhm.
she gives Sophia like a very purposefully attempt at a blank look.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think that would be a wonderful idea. We should definitely speak to her. Perhaps she knows something about her captors. And it's curious that she was perhaps owned by a demon? Do I have that correct?
It seemed as though she had markings that were similar to some demons or devils, I believe.
Yes, I'd like to know more about that. So, whenever folks are ready, I would
I
like
think
to at least be there.
I think those two are going to be asleep for a little bit.
Doug calls out wearily, sketch the mark and call Cleo.
I heard Cleo.
It takes Sophia a second, but then she nods. Sketch the marking and call Cleo, of course.
Oh. Very smart, Dr. Worm.
Mm.
Rest up.
Mm.
Mm.
Why don't we go get some breakfast and bring it to her?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
let's.
Good idea.
Has Doug actually tried to kick Yelsi off the bed?
Yes.
All right. Yelsi will return the favor.
Nice.
He falls to the floor and stays there.
Yeah. Yossi also feels the warm part of his blanket.
He pulls the blanket down. And
No, all of that
warm
blanket
on
is
the
now
floor.
Yossi. All blanket belong Yossi.
I am Yelsi, owner of blankets, destroyer of Doug's sleep.
Yeah,
he gets
literally
back on the
since...
bed and flops on top of her.
Okay, well, listen, I was gonna say that there's just a huge pile of blanket where Yossi is.
Yeah, there's a huge pile of Doug on top of her, so.
That's fine, just more insulation.
The Dookie brothers follow the other people out because they seem to be getting ready to go to breakfast.
Yes, I actually wanted to ask the Dookie brothers some questions
Excellent.
while we're getting breakfast.
When you get downstairs, the four of you in the Duke. Hold on.
Us three and the
Three-
Dookies.
The three of you and the Dookie brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You actually see this this copper and sorry, I believe I said she was purple skin tiefling with copper hair and freckles is actually at the bar conversing with Lisa. She doesn't immediately notice you as you approach, as she's seems to be reciting or not reciting, like just listening to Lisa giving her a tour of the menu. As she's eating what looks to be just some very rich biscuits and gravy.
I lean down next to Chuki. I sort of whisper in his ear, "Hey, do you know who that woman is? She was a captive of your former boss, I believe. Do you have any information about why he held her, who she is?"
Yeah, nah.
It was worth asking. Perhaps Pookie might know. He is the wisest of you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you're the quickest of you. Each of you has a unique trait that makes you vital to the group,
All right.
despite the fact that all of your mothers are terrible. And I wink at him.
You didn't even throw sticks and stones first.
Not yet,
All right.
but you'll never know when it's coming, Tuki. There could be a stick heading for you right now, and you would never know it.
Stick's called an arrow.
believe you're gonna-
I'm actually mage handing. There's a stick floating high up in the rafters, silently, just waiting to strike.
Can't believe you're gonna make these poor gobbos so paranoid.
Well, Tuki's the rogue. I'm training him.
He noticeably like squats down and does his best to hide. He rolled a 8 on his stealth.
He crouches.
But he seems to be on edge for a stick coming his way.
Mistral just stands up straight, has a fun look on his face, like none the wiser. Everything's normal. This is a playful sibling-like mischief in Mistral's eyes.
Let's see.
I love it so much. So cute.
But he's not going to be the one to approach the tiefling woman. I think he thinks that someone other than him would be better at conversing. He kind of just wants to listen to the conversation and see if there's any important information.
I think Rissa looks to Sophia because
Yeah,
she
she'll
seems like she has authority in the situation.
she'll take the lead. Sure. Sophia will walk up. What's for breakfast first? The most
Biscuits and
important thing.
gravy.
Oh hell yeah. Is it like Are they? Is it like a breakfast bar? Are we sitting at tables? What's the situation, Michael?
There's tables, there's booths, and there's the actual bar.
Mm-hmm.
You just sort of have to ring the bell, and Lisa will come on over and ask if you want breakfast. If you say yes, she gets you some biscuits and gravy. If you say no, she does not get you some biscuits and gravy.
And where is the tiefling woman seated?
She sat at the a one end of the bar.
Okay. I will walk up to the bar, take a seat next to her, lean a little bit forward, and say, "Good morning."
Um, Purple skinned woman sort of looks to you and is like, "Ah, good morning. I believe." And she looks to Lisa, who just sort of nods and gestures to all of you.
I wave at Lisa.
She waves at you with a wink. I believe I have you to thank for my timely rescue, rather.
Do you mind if
My
we
name is,
sit here and join you for breakfast?
well, it is not my establishment. You are free to sit where you can, but if you would like to sit near me, I have no actual uh, devices against that.
Sophia will nod and take the seat next to her. Motion towards Lisa. Can we get? She looks to the group. 6 breakfasts, please.
Rusa nods enthusiastically.
Sure then. Actually had a bit of help from Todd out there. He baked the bread biscuits fresh this morning.
Fresh biscuits.
I am a great fan of Todd's bakery. Good bread.
Yeah, he does pretty good for himself. He's a good boy. Appreciate what he does for the town.
I think the bread should be familiar to the Dookie brothers. I believe they bought a pie from him, right?
They bought a lot of bread.
Yeah, they're gonna love this shit.
Yeah, they're having a fucking ball. So yeah, it comes out in short order, but the tiefling looks at Sophia. I'm assuming that you are requiring some matter of information from me, but allow me to head you off in that front. My name is Prescience Duratio Clement, and unfortunately, due to circumstances from beyond my control, I can tell you nothing of importance regarding anything that I've been studying or uh, where I come from.
Sophia just smiles at her. Prescience, it's very nice to meet you. My name is Sophia. These are my companions, Mistral, Rusa, and the Dookie brothers.
I give a curt nod.
Rusa gives a big smile.
Heritage morning to all of you. And thank you for whatever part you have played in my rescue. And then they look at the Dookie brothers just like they decide not to speak.
Do I notice this?
Yes.
Okay. They've changed employment and are now under our watch. I apologize for any involvement they might have had before with your situation.
There's no bad blood between me and those goblins. But are you sure it is wise to keep such rambunctious former enemies as stewards? Retainers?
Retainers would be a good name for them. Yes, a name for their occupation.
Anyone has the power to change, wouldn't you say, Prescience? I believe under the right tutelage, these 3 young individuals might be much less rambunctious than you give them credit for.
Perhaps one day your words will be proven true, my friend, my savior. But for now, I will refrain from judgment.
Of course.
Now then, you simply must try this dish. It is quite savory and, addictingly so. I'm just trying to figure out what exactly it is about this biscuits and gravy that is so tantalizing.
It's probably all the sausage fat.
See, she writes something down in a notebook.
Have you never had biscuits and gravy before?
As per what I've said before, I cannot divulge anything, but no.
Sophia sort of gives her a look.
This is information, guys.
Indeed.
I don't know what you think we want. We just wanted to make sure you were doing well. Finding anyone in that situation, we want to make sure there's no lasting harm done to you. And just wanted to touch base. I don't know who you are or what your past is. I'm not looking for any information about your past.
You see her expression soften somewhat. Well, that is good. I must admit a small measure of shock. I've ran into many people who... Never mind.
Should we know who you are?
Are you famous?
Can I get an autograph?
You're not there.
You're not.
A ghost of Doug.
Astral protecting already. His necromancy is improving.
Are you a performer of some
Okay.
kind?
No, I'm not. I'm no one in the grand scheme of things. That's just...
From your previous comment, I have to assume you're some kind of scholar or researcher. Not that we want to ask about what your topic of research is. You've already said you won't speak on it. But are you some kind of famous researcher?
I cannot say.
If you... I lean over to Sophia and whisper in her ear, do you think that if that didn't matter, she would just say no?
Sophia laughs a little bit, and she's like, "Very, you have you're projecting a very mysterious aura that only makes us want to ask more questions. Just for your information, if you don't want people to ask questions, telling them not to ask questions is not a good way to do so."
It almost feels as though saying I cannot speak on it is equivalent to saying yes. In a yes or no scenario.
You see that as you say that, as she goes to speak, she sort of hisses and holds her side.
Sophia sort of leans forward, and takes a look at the side. I'm sure it's covered up.
Mm-hmm. It's in her sort of deep velvet robes as she grabs her side. You see a small sort of reddish glow.
Do
Um,
you mind if I take a look? I'm a little bit of a healer myself.
no. It's fine. Just
In my travels,
Inverse-
have I seen any sort of like contract like this before? It seems like she's bound by magic.
make an Arcana check.
It's a thing in Roscaran, isn't it?
Contracts with demons or devils?
Yeah.
Who do you know that also has that issue?
Huh.
I think
Well, you
I
are-
just remember.
You ever should know what you
Right?
say.
Hmm?
Eyes emoji at Fab.
Yeah, it's not unheard of.
Damn, nice. The
Oh.
dog doesn't have like a clause that prevents him from talking about it. That would suck.
You vague snippets, but nothing concrete's coming to mind, Mistral.
Mm.
Just truly,
Was it? A, is
I
it
do not.
Is it
I
a
do not
residual
mean to-
injury?
It is a price of foolishness, of biting off more than I can chew.
Sophia nods. I understand. We overexerted ourselves a little bit yesterday as well.
Yes, well, I do apologize if my dead weight was inhibiting your progress yesterday.
Unconscious weight. Luckily not dead.
You were quite easy to carry.
There's no need to apologize. Let's be
Well, if I have caused you distress, then I must apologize anyways. And to answer your question, my dear, I'm curious. I've never seen one of you before. I mean, not you, Miss Sophia. I've seen an Asmo before, but you. What did you say your name was, sir?
Oh, Mistral like points at himself and looks behind him, like, "Oh, you've been speaking to me this whole time."
Yes.
Me. My name is Mistral Celestine.
Mistral.
Again, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Sorry,
don't know
did
what
you
I
tell
am.
me that?
Did I tell you what?
Yeah,
Your name.
I introduced all of us, yes, but you didn't hear it from him.
Sophia, as you say that, it's just like, yeah, I did just do that, but she just looks completely confused. Like, and what did you say your name was, Miss, with the red hair?
I'm Rusalka. You can call me Rusa though, if you'd like.
Rusalka.
I
Rusa.
see that
if I
you have
like.
a notebook there. Perhaps you should write it down so you don't forget.
She actually does so.
Mm.
Um,
I wait for her to finish writing it down, and then. And what was your name again?
prescience.
Right, Prescience Duratio Claremont, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is
And-
me.
Sophia looks
Do
at
you know my
Mistral.
name?
She just said that.
I know. Do you know my name, Prescience?
Mistral Celestine.
Good. Just quick testing something.
So
You're right.
Takes
Sophia
her own
nods.
little notebook out.
Of course, making sure that she doesn't have a concussion. I understand.
Yes. I nod knowingly to Sophia.
Right. Well, to answer your previous question, it is not to entice people to ask me questions. It is merely a primer as to just avoid the topic altogether. I found that laying things out in the most academic way possible is it works for me about 80% of the time.
Hmm. I'm curious how you came to that statistic, but perhaps we could discuss that at a later time. You said you'd never seen anyone like me. Do you have any questions for me? I'm comfortable with questions.
What are you? You are not
Oh.
human.
No,
You,
neither are you.
but you are just. Oh yes, I know I'm a tiefling, but you are not. There is a certain essence about you.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Most would consider me elven. At first glance, at least, although that is not the case.
I. Yes, I. When I say human, I don't mean the human race. I mean not necessarily uh your typical like mortal race. You
Ah,
are special.
rest assured, I am still very much humanoid and of this plane.
Hmm. Interesting. By this time, Lisa comes back with all the biscuits and gravy.
Rusa's been scribbling in her own notebook because Prescience getting her notebook out reminded her that she has a notebook that she can also use to write down things and not forget them.
So each of you tucks into your own biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
If you have any particular questions for Prescience, you can ask them. I don't. Depending on what you ask, she may or may not respond, but
Would you?
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna ask out of character, what do we know so far about her? Or what have we asked so far that she hasn't been able to answer?
She's never had biscuits and gravy. She
And that's
can't
all
tell
we
us about where she's from or what she's studying. She's not famous. Or at least she doesn't think she is.
She's not famous
Um,
yet, but just you wait.
Just you wait, she's gonna make it big. She's gonna strike out on her own. Um, she expects people to ask her about her research, which is interesting. And or is just laying out boundaries, like she said. She seems to be forgetting things maybe in a similar way to Doug, where she forgot our names very soon after being told them. Although
Yeah.
immediately after learning my name again, she was able to recall it perfectly.
She
So-
did not. She didn't forget Sophia's name, by the way.
She didn't. So that makes me think that
You,
it could be related to who says their own name.
yeah.
Potentially, like you can't have someone's like it wasn't Sophia's name to give, and so she couldn't know it.
Could be.
I don't know. There's
Very
it
smart.
Yeah, there seems to be some like stipulations of her contract, or maybe something stipulations on what she's allowed to learn, that we don't know about, but is like we're seeing the symptoms of in the conversation.
Interesting. Okay. Unfortunately, Rusa is a little herbo, and I don't think she catches on to any of that. But I think she does just turn to Prescience and ask, do you have any hobbies? Do you like cooking?
I have dabbled in the art of artifice, not full time, mind you, but I've made a few knickknacks, such as this self-inking quill and this journal that doesn't run out of pages. Those are the only sort of small wonders I've made. I'm mostly a student of the arcane. She like says that very slowly.
Like testing the boundaries of what she's allowed to say.
Yes. A wizard, you might say.
When she says that she's into artifice, Sophia like lights up a little bit. She hurries and
Yeah.
like finishes her mouthful of
It burns real good going down, but
her I'm spacing
biscuits and
biscuits
gravy.
and gravy. Yeah, I kept wanting to say breakfast and gravy. I'm like, that's not right.
Breakfast and gravy.
Breakfast and gravy, biscuits and gravy. She like swallows, and she does a little whistle, and out of her pack comes Skits, and she says, "Do you mind? I've never had well, it's been a while since I've had someone who might have knowledge take a look at Skits before. I always like getting my work reviewed."
This is very interesting. And you say she, from one of the pockets from within her robe, she pulls out of a pocket a pair of, what looks like bifocals. She puts them on. She hits a small switch, and you see that they sort of somewhat turn into these thick-rimmed, like, goggles. And she puts them on and just, like, looks over Skits, taking out a couple tools and just sort of, she looks to you for, like, permission before, like, poking and prodding.
I nod enthusiastically. Like as she's looking at him, I'm explaining it a little bit. I did a lot of the foundational work for his body, crafting the plates and planning out how they all intersect and how they would move together. A lot of the decoration was my master's work, and my master had helped do a lot of the magic work and helped me with the framework of how his internals work, all the gears and the magic powering it itself. The incantation and the spell itself was also a boon from him, but was like sort of my first real project, going past just like blacksmithing and imbuing more mundane things with magic. This Skits is you could say my pet project, and she laughs a little bit nervously.
Mistral chuckles.
Mistral and Rusa, you see as Sophia explains everything. Prescience has written down everything word for word. As quickly as Sophia is like saying it, she is writing it like offhand. She's not even looking at the paper.
Yeah, just like a court. What are they called?
Stenographer.
Stenographer. Yeah.
She's very present.
Prescient, even.
Yeah, I would say Rusa's seen Sophia act like this before, but Mistral, this is probably the first time you've seen Sophia this like energetic and excited and like also nervous. Sophia's very confident in like everything she does, but this is the first time you see another like side of her.
Oh, I know that canonically when we first met, I was helping you retrieve like rare materials to make something.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have maybe seen a hint of this when you were like making the thing you were making, or
yeah, maybe, yeah.
Like, is this a part of you being like indulging in your passion for artifice and crafting, or is it like it's specifically the act of sharing that passion with someone else?
It is when she gets to talk about her special interest.
Yeah. Cool.
These metal plates, are they a copper alloy of some sort?
She nods. Yeah, copper and tin. The filigree itself is bronze, but it's plated.
Yes, I see that. There's a few elements of clockwork in here.
She nods. That was my master who I was learning from. They helped me with the most of the internals. I'm not as good with the actual artifice part. I'm much more at manufacturing and creating, and I have some skill with the magic, but the artifice and the actual engineering of it is something I wanted to learn and still do want to learn more of.
Well then, if you are looking for critique, then the plating and the filigree is quite good. I'm sure Agma himself would be quite pleased with the devotion you're sharing. You show through your craft here.
She nods very quickly.
Oh,
Interesting. You see, she just sort of pokes and prods a couple more things, and just like, oh, it's quite good. I can easily see where your magic is intersecting perfectly with your teachers. I know not much of metalwork myself. I typically dabble in uh, potions and magical essence myself. But what you have constructed here is quite good. I'd give it 9 stars out of 10. Perhaps a bit more tin than copper, just for a bit of sturdiness. Should you try and reform him. But again, I'm not skilled in metalwork, but nine stars out of 10.
She nods. She doesn't physically take note, but you can tell like she is like she takes that comment to heart.
Regardless, you must be quite proud of this. And as well you should be.
Thank you. She sort of like turns back to Mistral and Rusa. Her cheeks like flush just a little bit, and she's like, sorry, I was hugging her.
Mistral's cheesing.
Yeah, no, Ruth is also giving her like a very affectionate smile.
Hugging her? What do you mean?
I'm sure you guys wanted to talk some more, have some more questions for her.
I believe I was answering Rusalka's question.
Right, I interrupted. I apologize.
It is
It's alright.
all right. Mr.
Should I feel
Rusalka,
shame? You should not feel shame for speaking on things you love.
Nods.
Mr. Rusalka, did you have any other follow-up questions, or were you just asking what I did for hobbies?
I was just curious. The artifice is fascinating. How did you learn how to do that? Is it okay to answer?
She thinks about it for a moment, like really thinks about it. I have learned it from someone who has taught many students.
A teacher.
Well, yes, but he has taught like very many down at the academy. Though he is not a permanent professor down there.
The academy.
The Estonian Academy of the Arcane.
Ah.
He is, as you might say, a guest lecturer, but his lessons drove me to a bit of inspiration to pursue artifice, at least as a hobby.
Is this the same out of character? Is this the same academy that we heard about earlier?
Yes.
Okay. How long ago did you study at the academy?
Well, I have to say that I'm still a student there, so.
Have you been there? How many years have you been there?
Another deliberate pause.
Mm-hmm.
Decade and a half.
Is that a normal study term for students? I thought it was much shorter than that. But I had never been to school. So I
To
don't know.
pursue, a traditional arcane studies degree. I mean, you could take a few years and be known as someone who you would call a scholar in a particular field of arcane, but I am a wizard, so studying is my whole life. It is how I get stronger.
So the school is like your home, second home.
Yes.
Specific, deliberate. Like,
I'm not from there, but
Do you? It's okay if you can't answer this, but we have been hearing a name over and over again, and I think it has something to do with the academy. Have you heard of or met Felix Carmichael?
There's an immediate crash as she is on the ground.
oh shit! She fainted? Is she dead? Is she okay?
She fainted.
Okay.
And you
Bruce
can
screeches.
you can start smelling the scent of like singed fabric.
oh, her
I'm
mark.
gonna jump to my feet and try and diagnose the problem.
You know what? You don't have to make a medicine check, because you can see sort of, So one thing you do notice, is that her cloak, uh, even as it gets gravy on it, it cleans itself in an instant.
Love it.
And the burn mark that you see there uh, is trying to mend itself, but it's just like constantly there. It's just this like particular like devilish brand, just like
On her
it's just
side.
like yeah, sort of like on her side. Um, she isn't like clenching her teeth in pain or anything. She's just like out cold.
Out cold.
Lisa and Essay are just like, what happened? Like they came from the back. What happened?
I don't know.
Mistral immediately takes his water skin and starts pouring cold water over the mark to help with like the singeing and burning.
I'm also gonna pull all of the fabric away from where the mark is actually burning.
When the cold water hits her skin, you can see the mark sort of sizzle like you're like throwing water on like a hot pan.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see steam sort of escaping from her robes. And she sort of coughs and like blinks awake and just like,
Are you all right? I'm so sorry.
who are you?
Mm.
Oh. I'm Rusa. This is Mr. and Sophia. You were out cold. Are you all right?
Pleasure to meet you, Rusa, Mistral. Uh, she looks around. You are. Pardon me. Have you seen a notebook lying around here?
Yes.
Is her notebook on the table?
Yes.
Michael, did
Yes.
I get a good look at like
Yes, you did.
Okay. I'm gonna sort of step back and let Rusa and Mistral tend to her. I'm gonna pull out some parchment from my bag and I'm gonna draw the symbol that I saw that was burning. Whatever it was.
Alright. Go ahead and just give me a general dexterity check.
Oh boy, okay. I am not good at that. Yeah.
Buddy.
It's
Oh.
it's a picture.
It sure
It's a little
is.
stick figure with a smiley face on it.
Doug gave you one job.
I
She's doing
am.
her best.
I look at the picture. I frown. I like crumple it up. I turn to Rusa and Mistral. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to go upstairs.
Prescient sort of reads through her notes, looks at each of you. Okay, so, hello. I'm sure you have questions, but I cannot answer them.
We understand.
Yes. Is your head alright? You hit the floor very hard.
You just see a goose egg like appear, like right behind one of her sort of like curled back ram horns.
Ow.
Flesh wound. It'll pass.
Yeah. See if I can find something to help with that. She's gonna try to go find Lisa and see if there's any sort of like.
Lisa is right there.
Balm.
She's like, oh, I'll go. There should be some elf fruit balm in the cupboard. I say, I'll be right back. And she just sort of goes to a medicine cabinet, and I say, just sort of like hoists her up back onto this table, and like, just like starts cleaning up the mess. Just like
Rusa will help clean up.
he sort of like he like it's like a motion of waving you off, but like he's like a half orc, so his like giant half orc hand is just like sort of like pushing
Ducks.
you away. It's
No,
it's
it's
all
alright.
it's all right. It's right. It's my place, right? I gotta keep it clean.
But I caused the mess. I'd like
No.
to help.
I wouldn't say you caused the mess. It just cleared to the floor. See, it's fine.
Alright. Well, if you need any help with anything, let me know, alright?
Of course, you're a peach.
I work in a cafe, I understand.
Right. I'll get that. I'll remember that. But right now, you're my guest. So just let me do this, all right?
Okay. She'll step back and not be in his way while he cleans up.
While they're cleaning up the mess, I go into the room. I immediately walk towards Yelsey. I wake her up.
There's no Yelsey. There's only a pile of blankets with Doug on top of them right now.
Okay, I roll Doug off of the pile of blankets
There
and
is
get
no Yelsey in Bossing Say.
and get the and get Yelsey out of the pile.
What's up? Something happened?
You can stay sleeping, Doug. Yelsey,
Oh,
I need you for 5 minutes, please.
is that a long time?
A short time. I need you to draw something for me.
Okay. Yeah, and then Yelsey will go down with you.
No. Here in the room, Yelsey. I'll describe it to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All
And
right.
I put out some
So
parchment, and I am going to cast guidance on Yelsey and then describe the drawing, so that or the symbol, so that Yelsey can draw it.
all right. So I am going to ask you for an intelligence check.
I'm better at that. Just intelligence.
Straight intelligence. This is describing something.
Oh, sorry. This is still technically a disadvantage, so I'll roll another one. But it's the same. I don't have so
all
it's
right.
it's a 14.
Yelsey, I want you to make a dexterity check.
You get to add a
Okay.
D4 to this.
Okay. Can I just do the bless thing? Automatically do it?
Bless, I think, only adds to saves, but if it's adding to your checks, go for it. Yeah.
Right. It's a lot more serviceable than yours, Sophia.
Okay. That's all I needed.
Yelsey is like nodding off as she's like doing what you dictate,
Mm-hmm.
and then like eventually like the charcoal or whatever just kind of streaks across the page, and she's like, huh, uh,
It's okay.
falls asleep like that.
Yeah. I gently carry Yelsey back into the bed and take the drawing. And I pull out my cell stone, take a picture of it, and send it to Cleo.
If you turn around, Yelsey's gone.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Elsie.
The blankets are now hers, then. Thank you.
That's fair.
All right. Let me roll an intelligence check for Cleo here. Okay. It takes a couple moments. You have those 3 bubbles that appear and float,
Mm-hmm.
and then they disappear.
I do also explain like where it was found and why I'm sending it. I'm not just sending a blank like a drawing with no context.
But yeah, the 3 dots appear, disappear, appear, disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Then they appear again. Just like that is a very interesting mark for a scholar to have. Certainly infernal in origin. Though this particular sigil is not known to me. This scholar of yours, is she okay?
She passed out when we mentioned that guy. I forgot his name, but yeah.
Felix
Something
Carmichael.
Felix Carmichael. I was gonna say Mark. I'm like, that's not right either.
You plier?
Yeah, the one and only.
Mr. Ypier?
Yeah, she passed out when we mentioned Felix Carmichael.
Interesting.
And this flared up and was burning her clothes.
That is troubling. Perhaps he picked up some contract magic and is using this to bind this scholar to privacy, to protect his own privacy.
Could be.
She should have read the terms and conditions.
Should try and omit that name from now on, if that wasn't already obvious. If she is in no rush to go anywhere, she can I mean, she is her own person. We can't really dictate where she goes, but
is this person someone you're interested in interviewing or investigating?
The scholar, I don't really care for Felix Carmichael myself, but this scholar of his could be useful. If she would like to, you should see if she could. How much of prescience did you tell Cleo about?
I gave her the general information that we found out. I don't go into any like specifics. Not that we know many specifics anyway.
It seems that you've rescued her, so if she's willing to travel with you, I don't see any harm in it. Needless to say, you should not take her into the dungeon with you. But
Should we send her to you,
uh,
or just let her go on her way?
see what she wants to do. You can invite her to come here to Mithorn, or you can invite her to travel along with you. I'm sure whatever skills um, that ass has given her are sure to come in useful, even if she can't talk about them. But if she does travel along with you, uh, I would like you to return, at least send her my way if you are not going to immediately return. If only to uh, properly shelter her and figure a way to get this brand off of her.
Okay, I'll go back downstairs and see what happens.
Mr. I just need a dexterity check from you.
Just a flat check.
Just a flat check.
Aye.
Does Sophia
Baba booey.
Does Sophia read her text out loud?
Is there like a group chat?
There is a group chat.
There is a group chat, Michael?
There's a group chat.
Then this is in the group chat.
Okay.
Mishral sends in a strange and awkward emoji that probably doesn't fit the situation.
Mitchell, you're checking your phone while talking to someone? How rude.
It's like the flirty kiss emoji.
No, it's like
I'm just saying, blowing a kiss for thank you.
no, it's like an obscure fruit that he that doesn't
It's an
have
eggplant.
any. Yeah, but not a sexual one. It's like you really don't know what it means or what.
Not
it could
a
mean.
sexual eggplant. I don't think that exists.
It's a pineapple, but it's upside down.
Yeah. Not something that has meaning he doesn't understand, but literally something that has no discernible meaning in the context, and you're like, why would he post this?
Can't believe Mitchell butt dialed us.
He thinks it means something.
Oh,
He's trying.
The upside down pineapple means something. What? Oh, it's swingers.
Oh no, I didn't know that. Not that one.
In real life, that does mean that, yeah, I think.
Yeah. Okay, carry on.
He sends the raindrop emoji.
He does the sweaty emoji. There's a lot of raindrops.
Okay. So you head back down, Sophia.
I head back down.
Prescience seems to just look between the two of you. Where are we right now?
That's we're in Cove Coppervale.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with it?
She pulls up her notes. Okay. All right. So, forgive me for asking, but did a ship stop here?
It sure did stop here, yes.
Okay.
Do you know about the ship?
Yes.
Was it important to you?
No more than a means of transportation.
Ah, you were on the ship.
Yes.
I understand. Do you still recognize us as the people who saved you, or have you forgotten that as well?
You saved me.
Yes, you were kidnapped from the ship by brigands, mercenaries.
Oh. Interesting. I wonder why. Well, thank you for your timely rescue. I cannot pursue my academic career from the bottom of the ocean, so
No, I imagine that would be quite difficult.
or in the hands of some brigands, rather.
Right. The brigands in question, they worked for someone. I wonder if you would know who they are. They seem to be after a very specific thing that was on your ship.
Do you know what it is?
It was a pearl of some kind, I believe.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Yeah.
She's holding her tongue.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I figure she might.
Not like she's outwardly lying to you. It's more like, can I say this?
Right. So it's like she knows something, but she's unsure if it will trigger her
Is
mark.
this legal?
In the court of law.
I see. Well, was it recovered, this pearl?
I'm afraid we don't have it.
That
Neither
is,
do the mercenaries.
do you know who does have it?
I have an idea, but I can't be certain.
Okay. Fair enough.
Why do you need
well,
it?
I personally do not need it, no.
The person
it-
you work for, then.
She stays silent.
Ah, I understand. I also know that you cannot speak on certain things, so don't feel awkward or uncomfortable about your silence. I wouldn't ask you to say
So
something that would harm you.
I've given you the boundaries, Chad.
You have, yes.
Okay, good.
So yeah, I understand it if you cannot answer some of the questions I ask you. But if you need to retrieve this pearl for whoever you work for,
It was not my job to retrieve or guard it. It was simply
going the same way you were,
I boarded the ship the same time it did.
I understand. Would you mind if I asked you about a name? I don't want to accidentally hurt you, but I don't know if this name would do that or not. I know one name that will, and I will not say that name. But would you mind if I slowly said the name I'm thinking of, and you can tell me if you start to hurt or feel faint?
Unfortunately, it does not really work that way.
I understand. It's more about your comprehension of the word than
Yes.
it being said.
Mm.
Ah,
Mm.
does it hurt to even discuss the terms of your mark?
Yes.
I apologize.
Worry not. It's no fault of yours. Okay. She starts cursing in Infernal.
It's a difficult scenario to be in.
It's like I said, biting off more than I could chew.
Yes.
I think Doug would like to walk down eventually, but I'm gonna let you finish whatever you want to do first.
I think
Well, I'm going to.
I think maybe now is when Sophia finally comes back from her brief respite of the situation. Oh, good, you're back up.
Hello, have we met?
Yes, I'm Sophia. Your name is Prescience.
Oh, I do. Okay, no, I have you. I have you here.
Oh,
Do you have any plans?
Not at the current moment.
We have a.
My plans hinged on me still being on a ship.
I understand. We have a friend who would like to speak to you, and help you. Well, may most likely help you with your situation if it's in their power.
He seems wary when you word it like this. I see. May I ask the nature of your friend?
She's
Are
our
they of the
patron.
infernal persuasion?
No. She lives in Mythorn.
Okay.
She's our patron for the Adventurers Guild.
It's not a
Okay.
warlock thing.
Yeah, she's like the original sense of the word.
Okay.
Or I guess that were warlocks around first? I don't know.
Well, I'm not sure which came first, the chicken or the egg, but one must
Interesting.
have influenced the other.
The mundane form of the word. Then I'll put it that
I
way.
see.
Material?
There's no magic in our bond, unless you
Okay.
count the
Well-
magic of friendship.
The winds of
Friendship
fate
is
do tie us
magic.
together.
Sophia does giggle a little bit at that, but she's very kind, and we'd love to send you on your way to her in the company of our retainers. And she points to the goblins.
You're sending the Dookie brothers away?
I think this is
They
a
have to go on the training.
perfect job for the Dookie brothers to help protect this woman on her way to Cleo, if she would go.
The you want to send me to your patron in Mythorn with those three?
I assure you, they're all quite capable.
They,
And it's at this exact moment that a stick falls from the rafters and hits Tuki on the head.
Mistral, you
Oh,
sly
sorry.
fox.
I forgot.
they actually helped save our lives and yours last night.
Oh, interesting. I suppose aid comes from all sources then. Well, as I don't currently have any plans, I would be remiss to not at least hear out your patron. You said her name was Cleo?
Yes. I don't know if you
Right,
have
that name.
heard of her, Cleopatra Clearsky.
She's a counselor.
No. Nope, I haven't heard of her.
Okay. Well, at the very least, her name does not cause you to faint.
Oh,
That is
right,
true.
I had a name I wanted to test. Do you know Gar Shatterkeel?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad you are not unconscious. At some point, I would like to know what you know about this person, but if not,
Not
if now
much.
is, that's probably why you did not fall unconscious. Insight check.
Good.
She seems cocky about it, but maybe she's just excited that she's not passing out.
She knows the name. She knows somewhat of who she is, of who he
Mhm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
She has not personally met him, but she knows of his existence. So in the most base, and not trying to hide anything, she answers yes to knowing who he is, but not knowing
Mhm.
much of him.
Makes sense.
Sorry again, very precious little to tell you, but
It's fine.
He was at the, and now you can see with that insight, she's picking and choosing her words.
Mm.
He was inquiring about nautical maps and currents of of the area to the west of Mythorn, the small the inlet. He seemed to be interested in that area.
I see. I believe I know why, but it's good to know that there is some official questioning, and perhaps was this were these maps acquired at your school? Is that how you know of him?
He consulted the nautical charts at the school's library, yes.
Mm. And when was this? Do you know?
Approximately, what day is it?
I tell her the day.
32 days and 8 hours.
32 days ago.
Yes.
I see.
Check your math. Yes.
This is very good information for me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Doug comes down the stairs looking like death but functioning. He quickly spots them talking to the tiefling lord at the bar, and he approaches and he looms and he's like, "Show me the mark." He read the text messages.
Beg pardon?
I shove
Show me
Doug a little bit.
Show me the mark.
Who are you?
I'm sorry. Our very rude companion here is Doug.
Dr. Douglas Worm.
Who's very cranky. The baby didn't get enough
Puts
sweets.
mouth over Yelsie's face. Puts hand over Yelsie's face.
Oh.
Put mouth over Yelsie's face. Hell yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
No!
This is
Whoa.
moving along.
He shuts her up by making out, no, he does not.
Doctor.
Listen,
I
I do not think Doug had any intention to wake Yelsie up, so Yelsie is still under that pile of blankets.
Yeah. And I was like, oh god, apologies. Had quite the several nights. Manners. Dr. Douglas Worm, something of
Attorney at law.
expert on curses. Your condition was described to me. I may or may not be able to help in a unique situation such as this. Is that acceptable?
She prescience looks from Doug to Sophia. Is he with you?
She nods.
I am with them.
He is. He is a doctor. Even though he does not have manners, he has had a rough few days. I apologize on his behalf.
He makes a show of thinking. Real quick question.
Go ahead.
How do you know of the presence of a mark, if there was one? She said that.
Mitchell
said
laughs
that,
genuinely.
like, really quickly.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Say there was a mark in Minecraft. How would you know about it?
In Minecraft. In Minecraft.
I shared the information with him.
For the love of Preet.
I believe. Did Duck survey her? Because he was with her a little bit when they were like.
You saw a bit of the markings. I don't know if you completely stripped her down.
No, he didn't. Just enough to know there was something there, but it's like,
Yeah.
I'll ask about it later. I was the one. I got you out of the main area of the combat via spout. Who cares? Whatever. Anyways,
He
It was
did.
quite an impressive
I-
feat of magic.
So I
I'm
did
also-
not personally tell you of it.
No.
you did not.
Okay, fine. She like undoes her robe.
And if it helps any, I am also a wizard.
Does he say like wizard or does he say like wizard?
He says wizard as flatly as possible.
She just is not minding you, and she's like, "Oh, that's all the confirmation I need. I didn't personally show it to you." So you see, she undoes the robe of her sash, and lifts part of her robe up. You see that a lot of her body, it's not quite scrawny. There is like some like live musculature there, and she just sort of like shows you this sort of like on her side, like brand. It just seems to have several intermittent bumps along the exact infernal like lettering. And getting a proper look at it, you can see it is an infernal contract, but it's not like one between it's not one like yours.
Okay. I think he's a little relieved at that, because God knows we don't need more devils involved. Doug can read Infernal. Can he read the lettering?
It says prescience, middle name, surname.
Horatio Claremont.
Horatio Clement is hereby under privacy pact with one Felix Carmichael to not describe any knowledge that he has bestowed upon her or her general studies at the academy per the rules of Section 8, Clause 7 of the NDA of the academy.
Damn.
That man
Dude is
really
everywhere.
gave you... Well, I was going to go through a whole rigmarole, but... Oh, am I not allowed to ask about this? Are you content with your current condition?
No.
Would you like for me to attempt to remove the condition?
Can you?
I can't guarantee that I can, but there are certain methods I can try.
In this alleged scenario, I would be willing to consent to terms within limitations of no bodily harm to me in an attempt to extract any information I cannot talk about as per the rules of the NDA that I have been allegedly been put under.
I do not plan to ask any questions beyond what is needed for your safety. I do know some of the bounds from what Sophia discussed. Let's
She
see.
shrugs.
Yeah. So I have a 3-step process out of character, and the first thing is going to be a basic Arcana check.
All right. Good.
which is at disadvantage. So we'll see how that goes. Let me make sure. Oh wait, no, it queries. Okay, we're good. Disadvantage. It's a 10.
It's your seems to you a basic cut and dry contract, even if it's done in Infernal. Most NDAs are done in Draconic, which is curious that Felix chose Infernal. Maybe it's because Infernal contracts are, I mean, they have their uses. They are more constraining.
Demons do love their rules. Or is it
Devils
I'm
like
sorry.
the rules.
Yeah, devils. I'll get them mixed up. Alright. So the second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use detect magic to identify, I believe, the school. Yeah. So I
Okay.
kind of hover my hand over it and close my eyes and open them. My eyes are glowing to discern that.
All right. You see, it is a mishmatch of abjuration, enchantment, and evocation, with just a little tiny bit of necromancy.
Okay. So he's like, for your notebook, the curse appears to be evocation, abjuration, a small amount of necromancy. Actually, I don't know if she was writing in her notebook or anything, so I would know about it, but he does say that out loud for her at least. And the third step is I just straight up have the spell remove curse.
Oh,
So
go ahead and
Twinsies.
roll that Arcana check at disadvantage for me.
does that need an Arcana check?
Sorry, yeah, it's an intelligence check because it is not a third level curse.
I think that's
Oh,
just
okay.
dispel magic. Is that how dispel? Is that how remove curse works?
No, but
That
Mike
is
is
how I'm
deciding
treating
how
it.
it's doing it. Yeah.
Cool.
So intelligence check is wrong. Well. Okay. At disadvantage. That's an 8.
Damn you, exhaustion.
Yeah.
So your magic fizzles.
Yeah.
The mark heats up again, and she grits her teeth, but she does not pass out.
She's like, you can see Doug's really straining to do it too. He's like, I apologize. I'm not at my best health. I could give it another go in a day or two, but it does seem to be responding, which is good. But unfortunately,
They're saying you don't have like you see she is like she's like reached into like as soon as like the mark flares up, she's reached into her robe and pulled out like this just like simple length of wood. It's just like it has a bit of like rawhide on it. She's like, is it an issue of your spell slots, or you just don't want to try it right now?
I could try again if it won't. If you can deal with the pain.
Yes, that's what this is for. All right. So I'm going to do something to you, but you cannot, under any circumstances, ask me what I did.
I would never dare to. Wizard's secret.
Yet.
So you see she mutters a few words, taps her temple, and pulls out this mote of energy with like sort of just like has a sinew attached to her horn. And then with a small like gesture of her fingers, it like the thread snaps, and she puts the mote towards your temple, and you regain 1/3 level spell slot.
Yay! Okay.
Oh,
I think Doug might vaguely know what she has because he has something similar, but he will not mention it.
Uh, she just sort of bites the wand.
I'm gonna cast Remove Curse.
Hold on, before you do this, I'm gonna cast guidance on you.
Okay.
So you can add a D4 to your next check. Ability check.
Okay. Do I have a guidance button? I don't think I do. Anyways, we're gonna do intelligence, disadvantage, and we're gonna do a D4. So that is a 13.
Probably doesn't cut it.
No.
It flares again, and she just is biting on the wand.
Two more tries I can do, because I also have arcane recovery that can, I believe, go up to 1 more 3rd level spell slot. Let me double check.
Let me just is anyone directly behind her as this is happening?
Yes.
Make
Sure.
a
Now they
dex
are.
save. Like I said,
Make a
that-
dex
make a
save?
dex save. Yep.
Okay. I know I also made a dex check earlier. Was that for anything?
That was you asked to draw.
Natural one.
You
You
get
trip,
fucking you get fucking thrashed by that tail.
Let's go. Ow, ow,
Oh.
ow, ow. Please, contain
I've
yourself.
been whipped.
I grab her tail and hold it in front of me, ow. And it's still thrashing.
Yeah. Two more attempts, I believe, is what I have in me. You okay with this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I use my big brain magic man powers to do it again. Oh wait, we still got that D4.
I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
No. Okay. Alright, last try.
Another guidance.
No!
Wow.
She faints.
Rip.
No, she's like, can't say I didn't try. Oh, well, he kind of makes sure she's leaned over the counter and not fall. I guess he catches her so she doesn't fall on the floor or anything. Just, well, did what I could. Going back to sleep. Work here's done.
She's unconscious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Precious
The
is
whole
unconscious.
tavern saw.
I could try.
Yeah, what a
I also have
a
remove
thing.
curse.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, Sophia, you have...
Go
Yes,
ahead and
you-
make wisdom checks.
Probably better now that she's unconscious, honestly.
All right, I'm gonna try once and see. Let's go!
Yeah!
You actually clear it. It
Hell
was
yeah.
an 8th level.
Hell yeah, dude.
wow.
Damn.
You don't know it's an 8th level. But,
No, but I do know I do remove curse real good.
It actually vanishes, and you can see her whole body that was just it just built up the tension from 4 casts of this back to back, and she just relaxes.
Is the mark gone?
Work.
The mark vanishes, but in the back of your mind, Sophia, you feel like there's a presence watching you.
Ooh.
Interesting. Okay.
Doug, who is a bastard, is just like, Felix Carmichael. And then kind of flinches, looks around, displays hands nothing.
Fucking Bloody Mary shit over here.
Felix Carmichael. Felix Carmichael. Felix Carmichael.
But yeah, she's unconscious, but she is much more relaxed.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a Cure Wounds on her just to heal her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had taken a total of 5 damage because it's fire damage.
I'm forever frustrated by the ease at which clerics can perform the job that I wish I could, but I'm always grateful, Sophia. Thank you.
You loosened it up. I don't think I could have done it without your help.
That's not how magic works, but I appreciate that.
She smiles.
With the healing, she sort of like wakes up and just like, hello, Sophia, Mistral, Salka.
Nice to see you can remember.
Yes.
Prescience,
I hope that
Horatio, Claremont.
wasn't too painful.
Turns out Sophia had the same spell and was able to pick up where I left off.
She looks down and is like, oh, thank fuck. Holy shit. That asshole. She just goes off in an infernal tirade for a moment.
You see Doug occasionally crack a little bit of a smile because he can understand it.
Thank you, my friends. For you truly have proven yourselves to be friends I did not. Oh, fuck that asshole.
You deserve to be free, body, mind, and soul alike. And now you are.
Doug texts Cleo, never mind, we got it.
We good. Thumbs up.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. I'm glad. What do you have?
Broke the curse.
Oh, good.
Who is she talking to?
Doug's texting Cleo, sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought this was Prescience speaking. It was like, guys, who is she talking to?
Oh, you know. The ghosts.
Oh,
The voices are getting too loud. Voices are getting too loud in her head.
Yeah, I get it, man.
It'd be like that.
Voices be like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Well then, and she shakes each of your hands. I don't know how to repay you for this. Do you have need of a? I mean, you all seem like a capable group, but perhaps the skills of a beginning artificer by hobby and wizard by trade. I've been freed of my constraints. If you would like someone to travel with you for a bit,
I'm certain you'd be welcome to join us if you like.
We're
Now that
getting
you are-
into... Apologies, continue. I
No, you're
did not
good.
mean to...
You're fine. Now that your tongue is no longer locked, I suppose, you may speak freely. Perhaps there's more information that we can exchange. I would like to know more
course.
about Felix Carmichael, and
he's an asshole.
I'm
What?
aware. Everyone I meet who knows him says as such.
He's heralded as one of the great minds of the Academy for his pursuit of medicinal sciences, but he has a great mind. I will give him that, as much as it irks me. He is a prodigical mind, but he is a very conniving, deceiving, scheming man.
Does not use
Ooh.
such powers for good.
He prefers profit to people.
Yes.
He's in very much a people business.
Yes. He sees people as tools, as much as I hate to say it, as dehumanizing it, he sees them as pawns or test subjects.
Mm.
If you have not proven to be his better in something, you are a pawn or a test subject.
Yes.
Or and it's frustrating that I once looked up to such a man, but now I know better.
The more I hear of this man, the more it becomes clear to me that the winds that surround his person are rancid and dark. You should not feel bad for having admired a man with such pull, power, talent.
He's capable of great things.
Yes,
Terrible,
such things are attractive.
but great. I was drawn in by his mastery of elixirs and whatnot.
Mm.
But
And who could blame you?
I
Learn a
mean,
great many things from a terrible man.
Yes.
and if I were to compare him to some of the great minds that have been at the academy, I would say there's perhaps no one like him, like his equal, even amongst the Arcane Council, amongst the other professors. There was one guest lecturer who has since moved on from the academy who he saw that he could not at least bully. This man stood his ground against him.
This is the man who taught you, yes?
Yes. Now that is a great man. His name is Quentin.
Ah,
Looking for it. I've been looking to get in contact with Quentin. I suppose you wouldn't happen to know how.
and this is the one who taught you artifice, yes?
He's the one that inspired me to pursue artifice as a hobby.
Mm.
He is a very brilliant man, and I think he saw through Carmichael at the start, which is why he only agreed to be a guest speaker sometimes.
Mm.
As for his current location, well, she taps something. You see, she pulls out a similar stone to yours and taps a few words on it.
Where you up? Where you at?
He appears to be somewhere in Paris at the moment. It's hard to explain. I don't know how many of his secrets I should spill. Not that I'm contractually obligated to, but
Nothing more than you'd feel comfortable to. I'm not here to force you out of gratitude.
He's a man of many presences, but his main focus lies in Paris right now. Though if you were to I could put in a good word for you and he could meet you somewhere.
Would he know more about this Carmichael that we may?
He would probably know a great deal more than anyone else, though whether he would tell you is a different story.
Mm. Well, if he has that sort of knowledge, I would at least like to attempt to speak with him.
Yes.
Well, he has a few places that he could easily get to. Where are you headed next?
We are heading into a constructed dungeon with the hopes of...
We're heading up north to Elkenfeld.
Yeah.
So you are hoping to achieve a sponsorship?
Yes.
You're adventurers then.
To that same patron that I think would still like to see you, yes.
It's Cleo.
Correct.
All right. Well, if that is your current goal, then the closest place he could meet you is Mythorn at the Gilded Hammer headquarters.
Perhaps we can meet him on our victorious return.
I will ask. And she taps at her phone, then it vibrates. It's like, he will send for you when you're next in town.
Does everyone have these strange devices? I swear they're popping up everywhere now that I've noticed them.
No, he is their maker.
He made them.
Yes.
Oh.
I must ask him what these tiny little pictures mean.
Oh, those are little emojis. They are small pictures that
What language is that?
it's just not so much a language, so much as a conveyance of thoughts and images through pictures.
Ah, it is a cipher or a code.
Not really.
I know.
Yeah, he made them, in his own words, for funsies.
What language is that?
Common.
I've not heard of this word funsies.
He's a very
Common is not
eccentric
my
man.
first language. Perhaps I need to study more, but
He's a
I
very
will ask him.
eccentric man. But,
Either way, I like the little rain pictures the best. But we appreciate you putting in a word for us.
Of course. Now, not that this hasn't been exciting, but the day is petering on. If you're trying to get to Alkenfeld before too much longer, you should probably
Yes, we
get a
should
wagon.
Move on.
I could actually pay for this wagon if you don't mind. It's thanks for freeing me from Carmichael's infernal contract, quite literally. Unless you have something else in town to do.
We'd be grateful to have you pay for the cart.
Oh, and one more moment. She turns to Doug. Her tail whips back and forth purposefully.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
The handshake.
Yeah, you do the tiefling handshake.
It's been ages since I've had a good handshake.
I need my fix.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
Hells
never
yeah.
let me have it. It was in the contract.
Hells yeah.
It was in the contract. I had to give up what I loved most. My handshake.
The tiefling handshake is done.
Yeah. Every time you're like, surely it ends now, and it goes on. You're never
It's
quite
just-
sure. Every time you say it zags.
If
Yeah.
every tiefling knows the tiefling handshake, is it like a genetic memory type thing?
Yes.
It's within our infernal legacy, within our very blood.
And every
Yeah.
tiefling inherently knows a tiefling handshake, yeah.
Yeah, is it like a vestigial remnant from like fiends needing to do some form of like physical contact in order to seal pacts, and so each tiefling like genetically knows a certain handshake that doesn't actually do anything magical but is a remnant from pact sealing?
Sure.
Sure.
I think that's fun.
As the originator of the tiefling handshake, go for it, my man.
Hell yeah. I want there to be fun lore behind it that makes sense. It's evolutionary.
It's a phenomena that has been studied for so long, but no conclusions have been reached, as all are proven and all are disproven.
I think you should try to walk up to an archdevil and do the tiefling handshake and see what happens.
You burn on the spot.
Yeah, but does he do the handshake though while you're burning? That's the question.
He does the handshake and he wins.
Oh fuck.
You win the handshake. Wow.
Yes. If you're an archdevil, you win the handshake.
Ah, yes. It's like rock, paper, scissors suddenly.
It's more like a fight for your life.
Ah.
Okay, enough of this bit. Let us proceed.
Alright. So
We're taking the goblins to Elkenfeld. It's like the Hobbits to Isengard, but it's us and the goblins. We're going to Elkenfeld.
Mm-hmm.
Smash cut.
Okay. Yeah, we do smash cut to Elkenfeld. Unless there's no,
We left Yelsi.
I think we're forgetting someone.
I love
We
that-
forgot Yelsi, but we have this mysterious pile of blankets in our cart.
Doug is asleep on the Yelsi blanket pile in the cart.
Incredible.
I would also like to rest.
like in
So-
real life or
No, in the cart on the way there.
mm,
Michael, were you gonna ask something?
I don't remember.
Sorry.
Like it for a sec.
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, before we go, I'm gonna say goodbye to Lisa and SA and thank them for their hospitality. And impress upon Lisa how magical it was to sing with her on stage.
She winks at you again.
I blush
Blushes
again.
a bit.
Yeah.
As I just sort of like quirks an eyebrow, it's just like, this man flirting with my girl or what?
You can't
But-
tell. He has no real Riz. It's all autistic Riz. And everyone knows that the true autistic Riz is never wielded with intention.
This is true.
As I just sort of shakes his head, shrugs and shakes his head as Lisa just sort of looks at him with a smirk. Alright, have a good one, Mistral.
Thank you. You as well. On behalf of all of us, we greatly appreciate your hospitality. And thank you for being understanding with the situation in the middle of the night with Doug. It's... Not everyone would be so understanding, and we appreciate that.
No problem, man. Fair skies and fair winds ahead of you.
Oh, thank you. Fair winds to you as well. I can feel that they will blow in your favor. And I give him a little bow.
He nods. I imagine you're dragging the Yelsi blanket pile. It's like, excuse me, I do need those blankets back.
Oh.
You will have to take them from her.
I say takes them with ease.
What does Yelsi do?
Sorry, I had to run back.
She's doing laundry.
My mom is trying to fix the laundry machine.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Yelsi just like ragdolls.
Yeah, see, if you give the blankets back to SA, I have something fun that we could do instead. If you want to, but you can't have the blankets with you while you do it because that wouldn't make any sense.
Yelsi just like sleepily nods head.
Do you
And
want
then
to
on
be
the
a
last-
balloon?
Yes.
Okay. Here, hold this. I hand you the end of a rope.
Yelsi very barely holds onto it. You will have to tie it around her leg.
I see. I tie it
Okay,
around
wait.
your leg. I tie it around your waist. I don't want it to be I don't want to drag you by your leg.
Okay.
And then I cast levitate on you.
Nice.
Yelsi is confused for a few seconds and then goes right back to sleep.
Then I just start dragging Yelsey through the air like a balloon behind me.
It takes a awkward couple of moments to get her out of the front of the door, but
I lower her down and then like guide her through and then raise her up again. There's a slight breeze kind of blowing all around her. Then she becomes light as air.
SA just takes the blankets and sort of nods and goes about getting them cleaned. And okay, you guys have one Yelsey balloon.
Woo! I tie her to the back of the carriage and we're off.
Whee!
I can't wait for that levitation spell to end and Yelsey just fucking plummet.
You actually fall gently to the ground when it ends as
Okay.
part of the spell.
Okay, we're prepared.
But I can also you could plummet if you want.
No, it's fine.
So the wagon ride there is pretty uneventful. Well, I say there, but you get to these crossroads by the end of the day. And into the night. It's probably early morning by the time you actually get to Elkenfeld. So excuse me. Why didn't someone just roll me a d20? Yeah, nothing happens.
Cool.
So you reach Elkenfeld. And let's see, been on this soundtrack for a bit, and for a bit of a change. Okay, this is a good song.
Bodink.
All right. So you guys can see that this town is slightly bigger than Cove Coppervale. As far as like the number of buildings there's a lot more houses, and more to it. There's a lot more housing plots, like actual plots of land that are being currently built, even early on in the morning. You can see that, like looking out of the windows, all the workers that are working seem to have a common uniform on. It is white with like stripes of like this like bright yellow. To just sort of better discern like them as like they're like an organized like construction crew. That seem to be building these buildings. And when I say buildings, they're like typical like cookie cutter like homes. They're just like this sort of like stone and wood affair that is like built for the purpose of like housing people and less for like individual comfort. The people wearing these sort of outfits are of all different races, different sizes and origins. But yes, they are all sort of like hard at work early in the morning. There's telltale bangs of hammers, cutting of saws, and sort of shouts by Foreman like, as you come into the actual main town, and the wagon lets you guys and prescience and your goblins off. You can see that the cart just sort of goes into a stable nearby. And Prescience just sort of looks up at all you and just sort of yawns and stretches. God, sir. Quite criminal in the back, if I do say so myself, but
They are a bit cramped, aren't they? I'm not used to traveling by cart.
I will say, Doug, by now, let's get that final. Let's see if you make it your week, buddy.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. We want a wisdom save.
I'm gonna try and help all I can. Oh,
Oof.
I think there's at some point he's in a deep sleep. He sits up and he just reaches for the book and he's just writing in it, staring off into space.
I'll say if this is if this is just in the middle of the night, by the time anyone feels that Doug has moved, it's already been done.
Mm.
So when Doug wakes up that morning, Doug, you have no idea who this tiefling is talking to you.
That's not the memory, because it would have been an entry way back from the harpy job that I would have forgotten. Unless you're changing it up.
I'm talking about the way we worded it is the previous day.
Oh, okay.
So
that actually helps
you
a
know
lot.
the rest
Okay.
of these people. You don't know who the fuck this tiefling is.
Yeah. Who's who are you?
Yelsey also. Who are you?
you know what? That's fair. Yes, Yelsey also doesn't really know.
Yossi knows we
My name
rescued
is
her.
my name is Prescience. In case you've forgotten, Doug. You attempted to free me of a contract yesterday.
Did I?
Yes.
Would Doug maybe recognize her as the unconscious tiefling we saved from the cave, but not actually meeting her?
Oh, wait. Yeah, because that was on a different day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're from the cave. Okay. Apologies. I have a bit of a condition.
I was in a cave.
She doesn't remember being in the cave.
Yes, there was we went to a cave to find a shark man.
Where's Shark?
Where's Shark? Does that matter? He was a shark man.
Well, I'm sure that there are shark men who would be offended at that, but I know some of them.
Well, they should speak up then. Anyway.
Well, they are not here, so I must speak for them. Anyways, go on.
The woke mob is coming for me.
social justice ranger Mistral.
Doug is like, these fucking liberals. They just want to cancel me.
Fucking liberals can't have anything. I'm 40 years old. Okay. And there was the pearl, and I apologize. Most of yesterday. No, the entirety of yesterday is just off with the wind for me. I just don't have it.
Oh, are you also under contract of some sort?
Of some sort.
Well, I guess I'm no longer under contract, thank you, Sophia, but
You were under a contract?
yes, I was
Oh, the markings. The markings. I remember
Yes.
seeing something.
I will not inquire as to the details of your own. I understand if those are quite private.
I would prefer it would. It's better if you not know. Put it that
Fair
way.
enough. But
She's just like, yeah, same hat.
regardless, I know quite little of Alchemy. I'm actually not very native to Secretia myself. I'm hoping to find a library here, but amidst all these buildings, I'm not quite seeing one.
My Nezrin senses just went off so hard at library, and then I remembered Mistral doesn't care.
Yeah. I'm sure they might have one under construction. Just looking around. I'll confess I don't know too much about Secretia either. I think that's one of the places that Doug has not been. I'm trying to remember.
As you guys are discussing this, you start to hear the sounds of a kerfuffle in the middle of town.
Oh
No.
dear.
Waffle. A
A
scrap.
kerfuffle. A rigmarole.
As you all look that way, Prescient sort of adjusts her sort of like half moon spectacles and is like, oh dear. As it seems, three of these large sort of like white and yellow uniformed figures are they're like yelling down at like this sort of like small copper skinned tiefling youth, no older than 15, who looks like she's doing her best to like be brave and not cry, but like tears start to like pinprick. But she's like trying to stand up to them. And you hear this sort of like loud thud against one of the more like official looking buildings. As you see a very her attire reminds you of Cleo's house agent.
Hmm.
They have those colors and that design, but it's not quite the same. Almost as if two styles have been mismatched, as you just see this sort of. You would assume she'd be roughtable if she was so well dressed. But a purple skinned tiefling comes out with just like a warhammer. I hesitate to call it a warhammer. It's more like a great club, just sort of like slung over like one like leather pauldron shoulder. She interjects herself between this tiefling, starts yelling at this human man to just like back off. It's like but not like actively trying to get into a fight despite seeing that she really wants to. Um, I think it's like early enough in the morning that their voices actually carry. It seems like uh, whoever this purple skinned tiefling is just telling them to back off and go back to their project. She did the kid didn't mean anything by it.
Hmm.
Just sort of like trying to keep the peace here.
Seems to be more than just a scrap. Should we intervene?
Do the guys in uniform look like town guards or something?
No, they share like an outfit similar to just like the people who are like working on buildings. They're like part of the construction company.
Okay.
Gotta watch out for those roving construction gangs now. colors on that child's outfit seem familiar. Perhaps we should. Coachman, could we stop for a second?
Oh, you've already gotten out.
Oh, never mind. Coachman, carry on.
As you were.
Clop, 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 rattle, 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 rattle. Drives through a puddle and we all get soaked.
But yes, you are on the outskirts of town. This appears to be happening in like the town center.
Mm.
I mean, if nobody else is going to take the lead, Rusa, Sophia will walk up.
We volunteer Rusa.
I push Rusa forward.
She would try her best.
Sophia will walk up.
Yeah.
I apologize to intrude, but what seems to be the issue?
The people in the white and yellow uniforms is like, oh, they bug off. This ain't none of your business. It's dealt with the Whitestone Quarry Construction Co. and this impudent little brat. Just clear off. And more,
Whitestone
the
Construction
official-
Company, did you finish? Were you the ones working on the dungeon?
we don't do no dungeons. We build houses.
Houses, interesting. Did you do the work on this one?
They look at the nearest house. Now we're part of an expansion project. Get more houses. And we'd appreciate not getting inhibited by little brats who don't know what they're saying.
I see. Well, I'm sure that you guys are very busy, and I'm sure this person is sorry for whatever they've said to upset you. So why don't you move on and get back to your schedule? You wouldn't want to push anything back.
Mistral is standing like a little bit in the background with the bow out and just making a very serious face, arms crossed, in an attempt to be intimidating, but not too escalating.
Rusa is unfortunately the polar opposite
Just
of
too
all of
cute.
that. Just vibing
Sophia's all smiles.
nervously.
Grumpy Genasi
Go ahead.
man.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Or
I
just
got something if that doesn't
Sorry.
work, so.
sorry. Let me take that. Go ahead and make a charisma check of your choosing.
I'm sorry. Please catch me up. My mom came in to tell me how I should be mad at the repairmen that come in Monday. She told me very specifically how to get mad.
Okay, I understand.
You embrace your inner rage. You really work yourself up. You go, "Rrr."
I'll just go with persuasion.
And can my being grumpy in the background be the help action?
Well, being grumpy, I don't know. If Gabe is choosing persuasion, I don't know if this helps.
Can
we
Rusa
starting a
being cute
fight?
in the background be help action?
Are we starting a fight?
I think we're trying to
Specific-
avoid one.
Specifically in this situation, I think Rusa being a little meek is would actually not help.
Probably not.
That's fine.
Darn.
Wait, listen, Yelsi is literally built around the charisma to intimidate people.
Just take out your arms.
I got a
Scary.
whole thing
Oh.
that I could do.
It's fine. No,
That-
you've rested. You've
Oh, okay. If I rested on the way there, then that's a 24.
Woo!
Yeah.
Poggers.
Poggers.
Big
you know
pockies
what-
for
What's
Sophia.
to you? Just and he addresses more the purple skinned tiefling that's guarding the copper skinned tiefling, more so than you, Sophia. Just tell them watch your manners, eh? Can't be disturbed with random shite anymore. Come on, man. Morag just well, the purple skinned tiefling sort of like relaxes a bit and just sort of uh uh just still sort of like shouldering that great club looks to you guys and is like, well then, heroes are you then?
I would not
Yes.
call myself a hero.
Adventurers then.
Yes, I think that
You're this proper dispensity of sticking your nose in where you don't really need to, but I appreciate it. Name's Morag. I'm the guild. I'm the leader, guild rep for Log Horizon in Alkenfelden.
very
County fucking
ve-
peacekeeper.
very nice to meet you. My name is Sophia. These are my companions. That's Mistral. That's Rusa
Hello.
or Rusalka. There in the back is Dr. Douglas Worm, and Yelsey is there as well. We're actually here to attempt to um, surpass. I believe I'm not sure what the right word would be. Attempt
Conquer.
Clear?
the dungeon. Clear. Yes, I think that might be a good word for it.
As you're speaking to her, you get a better look at this woman. She is a purple skinned tiefling with sort of green flecks as freckles. She has a sort of wicked undercut. Uh, and even though she has like a high colored vestment on, you can immediately see, just sort of traveling down her neck, is like some serious ink, like a really cool tattoo.
Hell yeah.
Looks like the
It's
beginning,
so-
like the wings of like a dragon. Go ahead and give me a history check. Sophia and Mistral. You can make history checks here.
Okay, 15. Not bad.
Let's see your history. Yeah.
All right. So Sophia, you know that uh she is not local. She used to actually um just from her gait and her like typical demeanor,
Mm-hmm.
she's one of those mercenary companies that works somewhere out of Pyrrhus, or she used to be before she got whatever gig that she has right now.
Gotcha.
You know, she has a strong air of command about her. Um, and just sort of like looking at you more like uh, she's more assuming like the role of a leader now that like you've like confirmed it. Your adventures like, oh right, pardon the and you can see as she's talking, she's like forcing herself to be like proper. Welcome to Alkenfeld. As I said, I'm Morag. I'm the guild rep for Log Horizon here. If you're here to conquer a dungeon, that must mean you are here at the behest of Miss Cleo, hopefully?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Lady Cleo did let me know of your impending arrival. I expected you a couple days ago, but must have been some trouble on the road. Um,
We had business that we needed to attend to unexpectedly come up. Apologies for our tardiness.
I mean, it's not anything. Uh, dungeon ain't going anywhere. um, so just give me one moment. You see she sort of like squats down, like um, almost like no, she squats down exactly like Guzma does in like the Pokemon anime. And just speaks to the copper skin tiefling. Listen, Ernest. Listen, Courage. Can't just go and mouthing off to the random fucking mooks of the WQCC, right? She, the small girl that was on like the verge of tears, just like sort of nods, like, "Go get young Shi. Let him know that just keep the other orphans out of the street from until like well beyond breakfast time. All right. There's no need for y'all to be out here this early." The copper skin tiefling sort of nods and goes towards what seems to be the biggest estate or biggest place in the town. If you were to put its purpose down, Sophia, it's like a place a mayor would live.
Gotcha.
And then Morag sort of turns to you guys and gestures to the administrative building behind her, the guild. It's like, right then, let's you signed up real quick. I'll then take you to the Elk Pelt, and that's where you'll probably be getting your lodgings for the night. And then I'll take you to I think it's a pit. I haven't really seen the dungeon entrance myself. But, yeah, we'll get you registered with this section and, yeah. You all together? She, like, gestures to your entire group with the club.
Not all of us are going in.
Right.
We
which
have our
ones are?
retainers and our companion who won't be going in with us.
Yes, our tiefling friend and
The Dookie brothers.
yes.
Our retainers.
Yes.
Right, alright.
Oh.
She seems a bit impressed that you have like 3 goblin retainers. Alright. Right then. This well, we'll figure out the particulars in the guild, right? You guys go into the building. It's a very simple office. There's a bunch of like paperwork scattered. Seems that Morag is not like as organized as you might expect an administrator to be. But she sort of like sorts through a pile of papers, looks up at you guys. All right, so Douglas Worm, Sophia Carolina, Mistral Celestine, Rusalka Calypsos. Maybe? I have a maybe here for Rusalka, and Yelsi.
Is Yelsi the only one without a family name? Interesting.
Yep, he just blinks.
Right.
Yossi has a family.
Yes, but
Yossi,
normally
what's your surname?
your
Yossi
father was
Squint.
your father was a butcher, right?
Yes.
What was his name?
Oswald.
Oswald.
Yossi
Did
Oswald's
he?
son.
I was about to say the same thing. Did he have a last name?
Dad.
Oswald's dad. Well, perhaps
You
you
want
should
my
be...
last name just for formal?
Like you the words come out of your mouth and Yossi's eyes are like sparkling.
Oh.
Worm's daughter.
Worm's son. Wormson is like, it goes hard. I like.
That's the next D&D character.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a worm, but it's like Irish.
Oh, Wormson.
Right. I mean, it's not. I'm just reading the paper here. You can be called whatever you want. Per the maybe, I do have to ask, Rusalka, do you want to go into this dungeon?
Yes. Yes.
Right, alright. Just
Are you consenting and of legal age to go into this dungeon?
I
You must
think
be
you
this
ready?
tall.
I think Cleo wasn't completely sure if Rusaka was going to go into the dungeon where it was bound to be violent.
Guys,
Yeah.
imagine this super sick tagline for the dungeon. You must be this tall to crawl.
I love it.
Perfect.
No, she's gotten a little bit braver. She's doing better after all of the things that we have done and been through. She's
Right.
ready.
Just sign this line then.
Doug leaning over, reading the fine print. It says they're not liable if you are killed, maimed, and otherwise disemboweled.
Just in general or while in the dungeon?
In general.
If you actually like read, it's just like it's I space am consenting to actually enter the dungeon with the aforementioned people. Just a bit of a extension of the contract Cleo wrote up, I think.
Right. Yeah, she signs her whole name on the line.
It's so long.
It's really long.
What does the C stand for?
Kiva. Caoimhe.
Kiva.
Ugh. Or Quiva? I don't know. It's one of the two.
It's you decide how you say
That's
it.
true. I
It's your
usually just
name.
say Kiva, so it's
Kiva.
Kiva now.
Rusaka Kiva Calypsos.
Yeah.
Right,
The last three culture name.
3 culture, 5U.
right then. All right. Then, upon actual completion of this, okay. Sponsorships on returning to Mython. Oh, so you're actually sponsored to Lady Cleo. Okay. I just thought she was sending some people. Oh, didn't know you're actually agents of my lady.
Your lady.
Well, yeah. I wear a lot of hats in this town, unfortunately. Keeper of the Peace, Adventurers Guild rep, house agent.
A Wonder Woman.
A Renaissance
Babysitter. Babysitter. But, yep, okay. So upon completion, you are to be rewarded with 3,000 gold, and then sent back to Mythorn to get your sponsorship. And then I think she like squints her eyes and like pulls out a pair of glasses specifically to hold in front of her face. Nope, that's it.
Does that seem suspicious at all?
You can make an insight check.
I think I will.
Don't be suspicious.
You see what she's looking at, and it's literally just like a smudge that looks like a squiggle.
Cool. I am not concerned.
Right then, the rest of you sign this as well.
Sophia will
Just a
sign.
Dungeon agreement. You agree to not
You guys aren't
I mean-
liable and all that shit.
yeah, all that stuff.
Sorry, you guys aren't liable and all that shit. I have to say it as Sophia.
Yeah, Mistral will like do some kind of weird fucking squiggly, like lilting curly symbols that like are not recognizable letters. And and it's like the written form of his name in Orin.
Oh.
As a doctor, Doug's handwriting is illegible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you look at my signature and Doug's signature, and it's like, they look very similar.
Landon and Sophia's just practical.
So yeah, Sophia just writes it out in actually she probably learned to do her signature in Dwarvish. So she writes it out in Dwarvish, in Dwarven runes.
All the E's in Yelsey's name are backwards.
Perfect. All right then.
They're in bubble letters. The I has a heart.
Obviously, it would be a
Once you
small
sign it, each of your names glows, and you don't receive any marks or anything. You just feel the buromancy take effect.
Pact of the red tape.
Right then. And he hands one of you, Morag hands one of you a small glyph on a small stone tablet. Right. So, you're going to take this right outside town. Like, I'm about to take you to the Elk Pelt Tavern, but right outside town, at the tree line, there is this sort of fairy circle looking thing. You put that rune in the water, and then the dungeon entrance appears. You won't be able to leave the dungeon until you either clear it or are all KO'd. You will not die in the dungeon, but I mean, any serious injuries, short of death, will probably persist. But then you will appear safely if you're defeated, right back here to try the dungeon again.
Should we bring
You
food?
are incapacitated.
You should probably bring food, yeah.
Will there be any opportunities to scavenge for food while inside the dungeon?
Don't really know the environment of the dungeon. They're sort of, randomized.
I see. A sort of mystery dungeon, if you will.
I wouldn't.
I love Pokemon.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Too bad.
I'm not sure you even know what you're talking about as your minstrel's nose begins to bleed.
It's just a mysterious dungeon. It's randomized every time you go into it. You don't know what's there. It's a mystery.
Pocket monsters are small creatures that you can keep in your pockets. But there's
Doug definitely
Doug's,
starts
I was about to say,
bleeding.
Doug's nose definitely starts bleeding.
No, I will not let you make that canon. I won't make you make that canon. I put up with so much shit. No.
But all this shit is thrown with love.
So we're about at the 11:30 mark, and I know that Emma is the sleepy.
I am also sleepy.
So we can leave the elk pelt for next time and get you guys into the actual dungeon.
Dungeon soon, dungeon soon, dungeon soon.
Hell yeah.
Dungy.
Dungo and Drago.
Dungo and Drago.
Dungo, Durango.
We'll hand wave the elk pelt right now, because if I were to put you in there, we would be going way past 11:30.
The elk pelt?
The name of
Elk
the
Pelt
I
Tavern.
almost said bar,
Yes.
tavern.
So we're gonna say we're gonna skip that interaction. You guys have gotten enough food between Rusalka and Yelsey for the recommended 3 to 5 days. You go take the rune to the Fairy Lake Circle, place the rune, and descend into the dungeon. And I'm just gonna give you guys a map where you can put your stuff.
Dungeon and dragon.
It's more likely than you think.
What corner?
I'm
are we
already
on?
here.
Where do we? Oh, there we are.
They put a dungeon in that dragon?
It's more likely.
Dungeon in that dragon?
Right. So
Dragging these nuts?
the actual transfer process is like seamless. You get a small hook behind your navel and you feel you guys are being transported, and when you touch down, you're all standing in front of this monolithic door, and the heat you start to feel is immediate. It is sweltering in this dungeon.
So-
250 layers of wizard robes looks fucking miserable.
Sophia's used to this.
Reminds me of Igni.
Sophia's like, is it even hot? I can't tell.
And what I will leave you guys with is the inscription on the door. You can write this down if you want, or don't. I don't. I don't really care. Four
God,
strikes.
okay.
4 strikes to wake the stone, and the 5th one to shape the metal. The Lord of the Forge waits below, and you can see there's a small metal man wielding a small hammer that's looks like to be standing in front, but he is a stone statue at the current moment.
And we all turn in unison to Sophia.
Yep.
I do have a big old hammer.
Looking expectantly. The Forge?
Whoa.
Whoa.
It was 4 strikes to wake the stone. The 5th shape the metal. What was the second?
The Lord
line?
of the Forge waits below. I put it in a chat for us
Lord of
as
the
well.
Forge. Thanks.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Open some
Yarhar
doors.
and a bottle of scrum.
But yes, you guys are officially in your first dungeon.
Yeah.
Dungeon,
Ooh.
dungeon,
Dungeon.
dungeon.
Cool. Alright. I'm gonna conk out. I'm so tired.
Alright, I'm closing the
Alright.
stream.